Mark Davis is going to go to the mound in the 11th inning of this scoreless deadlock.
Hey, Nicky.
After a great 10-inning performance by Andy Hawkins. Since Orel Hershiser is through for the night, Jesse Orozco gets up and begins to throw in the Dodger bullpen. Well, we were hoping that Don could get Orel.
Yeah.
Don, are you there?
I'm here, Vinny, and just waiting for Orel to come down because he's getting his jacket, getting some of his gear, and he said he's coming down here.
I tell you, it took a strong-hearted man not to wilt on the strike 3 wild pitch to Marvell Wynn.
Well, I tell you what. I tell you the one thing. The thing about it right there is all of a sudden you take a big gulp, Orel, and you say, here's the strike 3 wild pitch, and say, what have I done to myself?
Yeah, it's as if suddenly the fates have decided you've gone far enough.
He's here right now.
Good.
Orel, I'll tell you, congratulations, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, and at least you kept it in the family.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank God for all the ability that I got, and I didn't ask for it. I just went out there and did the best I can, and after that strikeout, I thought, well, maybe I can just get 2/3 out of this inning, but it worked out.
Yeah, what about the throwback from Socia? There was a little gulp on that.
Well, the ball came back, and I was just relieved to get another strike, and then the ball tailed a little bit, and I was just kind of nonchalant, and all of a sudden I said, whoa, and I had to jump out there for it, and fortunately I caught the ball. I looked over at Wynn and smiled.
I think the big thing, as we have talked, is Gibson sends out a 1-hopper to Martinez, and that'll be out number 1. But, Orel, I think the big thing, and everybody was asking me today, and I'm going to pass it on to you. What is he thinking about? I said, well, I don't know. I just thought about another ball game myself. What about you?
I was thinking about hoping to get a win here tonight, and I was taking it one pitch at a time. And as you know, the only time I really thought about the streak is when there was a guy up there that could hit the ball in the ballpark, and I really said to myself, I'm not going to give him anything soft to hit, then make a mistake. I'm going to make him hit my hard sinker, and if they take the base hit to right or left, then I'll give that to him, but I'm not going to let him have any ball to really drive. And I really only made like 4 or 5 mistakes all night to guys that could have hit the ball in the ballpark. Martinez got 2 of them and 1 at bat, and Tony Gwynn got 1 of them, and Marvell Wynn got 1, and Santiago got 1. The ball he hit really foul down here left field side and just jacked it, but fortunately it was foul.
Hey, Don.
Yes, sir, Vinny.
Ask Orel.
He can hear you. He's got the earpiece.
I was wondering, number 1, because Orel talks to himself a great deal, and he mentioned in passing, I didn't ask for it. You mean that when you had 1 out away from the record, you didn't say, dear God, help me get this out?
No, not at all. I was just out there asking to do my best and trying to stay healthy. And I really and truly did not want to break the record, but there were a few people here on the bench that convinced me to do it. I wanted to get 2 outs and walk off the mound and let 2 Dodgers be on top. Unfortunately, we're both still on top, but out of respect to the man here that's next to me and out of respect to the baseball records, I felt like I should have stopped at 2/3, but there were people here that said you've got to just keep going on and do the best you can.
Well, I'll tell you one, Vinny, that shows you a little bit of the makeup of this man. And I myself, if I'd have known that, I'd have been down there kicking you right in the seat of the pants and telling you to get going and try and get about 3 or 4 more.
Well, I'm not going to get credit for a shutout here unless we get a hit or a home run here. So you're going to have more shutouts in a row, but I'm going to have the innings.
One other thing, Orel, on such a dramatic moment in your life, is your wife Jamie here?
No, Jamie didn't come down. We've had the baby Jordan and Quentin are at home, and I'll say hi and all my love to them. And Mabel are good helpers at home, and my mother-in-law, and everybody's just home taking care of the 2 kids. And they know I was going to be here, but I thought it was more important for them to stay at home and keep that home life settled.
Boy, it must have been an agonizing inning or 2 for Jamie pacing up and down, just listening to the radio and talking to herself.
I'm sure she's not real nervous when I pitch, but I'm sure in this situation she would be. I think the 2 people that were most nervous in the whole world were my parents, and they're probably home in Michigan jumping through the roof right now. So they probably were listening by phone lines, or maybe they got to a place where they had a satellite dish and could watch it.
Well, really, it is shocking because I think you could poll all the writers and experienced men in baseball, and Don's record was always mentioned as one that would never be broken. And the fact that it was broken and by another Dodger pitcher is astronomical odds as far as it being accomplished.
Vinny, I think the one question that I want to ask Orel, and then we'll maybe we'll go wherever you want to go, but Orel, have you ever found yourself in any better mental groove or physical groove out there on the mound through the course of this string? I mean, it's hard to explain to a layman, but there is something that you're just like you're walking above the common man.
Well, at the times, I'd have to say number one, it was the mental groove more than the physical. Because in the pennant race, in the close games, this game's going to end up 0-0 on my side of the scoreboard. Most of them have been 1-0, 1-0, same with you, and 3-0 and 5-0. So I was out there pitching for W's, not really for a streak. And then finally you look up after about the third one and say, hey, they start talking about a streak. But the odds were still 1,000 to 1 when I had 4. And then I get the fifth one, and people are saying, well, the odds when I go out to the mound of shutout are 20 or 30 to 1. And then this happened, so I did not think about breaking the streak at all until about the 7th inning.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm happy I was here. I know Vinny's happy that he's seen so many things in his career sitting up there in that Dodger broadcast booth. Congratulations.
Maybe I'll be up in the broadcast booth when the next guy breaks it.
All right, Vinny.
All right, fellas, and heartiest congratulations to you both. That was a gem of a moment, a sweet moment indeed for all of us to share in. The record holder and the previous record holder together in the Dodger dugout where they belonged. It's just a marvelous moment. Our thanks to them both.